Yo, what is going on, guys? Noodle here with a different type of video that I'm normally used to making. So normally I make Destiny videos, as most of you probably know, but I've been getting into this game called Creatures of Sonaria lately, and maybe I'll just kind of like switch between the two games here on this channel. Maybe I'll make a second channel, but for now, I just wanted to make this video and kind of just put it out there. The fastest way to farm these Shadow Shrine artifacts is going to be going on private servers. I see a lot of people talk about having the ability to reset the carcasses by completely emptying them out like this. The way you would do that is you kind of just drop little bits of meat out here on the side, and then you eat the last chunk of meat that's inside of the carcass. So as you can see, this one has 90. So you would sit here, grab a chunk, drop it to the side. You go here, grab a chunk, drop it to the side, chunk, drop to the side. And this is very time consuming. Like I don't really think that there's much of a reason that you should actually be doing this. But when you get down to this little last piece of meat, you would go ahead and eat it so that it empties it out, and over an extended period of time it will refill itself, which is good if you're on a public server. But if you are able to have access to a private server, you can go over to these and they will be completely filled upon resetting the server. Yo, post edit Noodle, I just wanted to show you guys the locations of these meat carcasses. There's going to be one up top here. A good indicator is going to be standing in front of this shrine like this, and you'll kind of see exactly where I am. So the one is going to be up top there. Second one is going to be underneath it in this cave. And then the third, after you bring this back to here, is going to be to the right of this little ramp here across from the shrine. So you have the 3 carcasses that are here on the shrine. Once you've taken maybe 3 or 4 chunks of meat from each of these carcasses, I would say that's about when you would want to reset your server. The way you reset a server is you need to have an empty server. So the only person in the server is me. So this is not my server. I'm currently on one of my friend's servers right now, but you would go ahead and leave. So there's nobody on the server now. We click servers. So you'd scroll down from the Creatures of Sonaria game, go down to servers, and then you would go ahead and join this. It says 0 out of 75, which means it's an empty server. It's going to completely reload the instance, so it's going to take a second. Welcome to the server, blah, blah, blah. Go ahead and pick your preferred flyer. I wouldn't recommend doing this with anything besides a flyer. Tier 1 and tier 2 flyers are probably going to be the best. Ares is also very good. Just anything that's fast, anything that's got a pretty decent turn radius, I would say are good options for grinding out these artifacts. But upon entering, we fly up here and we'll see that it is completely filled, and it's spring, so there's even more meat inside of the carcasses this time. So we'll come over here, we'll drop the meat in there. I would say if you are doing this on public servers and you are completely resetting your carcasses, make sure that you're managing your hunger. You don't want to eat too much meat so that you're sitting there waiting for your hunger to go down so that you can continue clearing out the carcasses. So I like to keep it pretty low like this. But after you bring a good chunk of meat to these the shrine, you'll move on to the next one. So you don't need to completely empty it on private servers, which is the big benefit of doing it this way. Private servers is going to allow you to get these done a lot faster. Then you can get your cooldown started much sooner, which means it's going to be less time sitting here grinding out these artifacts. Getting 2,500 meat is kind of brutal, but it's just kind of how it is. As you can see, we're already at 1,761, which is pretty close to getting another shadow artifact. After you've emptied out these carcasses enough, you can leave the server, come back into your private server, fly back to the shadow isle. And when you're back in the shadow isle, you'll see that these are full again. I would say the hardest thing is managing your stamina. And we got our shadow artifact. Honestly, that took me maybe 15 minutes, and I was explaining stuff while doing it. So you can get a bunch of different things from doing these. You can get the shadow artifacts, obviously. You can get Violet Flame signature look. You can get some palettes, all sorts of different things. But while you are flying around and doing all these, resetting on your private server, I would try to use a creature that you do want to venerate. This just happens to be the creature that I want to venerate, and it's going to be a double shadow pentagloss with speed bite trait. That's just my preferred creature that I'm going to be using for this. Obviously a lot of people who are farming this probably don't have pentagloss. However, that was my creature that I decided to grind out for this. If you guys have any other tips for farming out these shadow artifacts, go ahead and just put them in the comments below. I'm sure I missed something. If you found this video helpful, please drop a like as it supports my channel. Thank you guys, and I'll catch you guys in my next one. Later.